What's going on, Spurs Nation? You're watching another episode of Spurs Film Room. I'm Coach Rob Trejo Jr., and the Spurs really flipped the script offensively inside of the bubble. With LaMarcus Aldridge out, they went from a half-court execution type offense all season long to a spread out, 4-out, 1-in motion style offense, which makes a lot of sense with the team that we had in Orlando. We had our best shooters out: Trey Lyles, Bryn Forbes, Marco Bellinelli missed a few games. Patty Mills missed a few games, and I don't think was even really supposed to play in the bubble. So we needed to rely on putting our head down, getting to the paint, create open shots for others by collapsing that defense. And then when you compound that with great spacing, which the Spurs did fantastically in the bubble, and then with both ball strong side actions and weak side actions happening continuously, a lot of ball movement, a lot of player movement, and that's what the Spurs were able to put together in Orlando, which made them very successful. All right, in this Spurs film room, let's look at a few ways the Spurs played within this system. We're going to look at how they executed through secondary break. We're going to look how they initiated the offense with the wing entry, ball screens, and the ball reversal. Welcome to the film room. The basic principles of this offense lends itself well for a deadly secondary break, which is pretty much a phase of the game that we didn't have during the regular season. And the transition had come to a slight halt, and the numbers aren't there for the Spurs to be aggressive anymore in a half court. Normally that meant to pull the ball out, set something up in the half court, let's run some clock off, let's get LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan to their spots to operate. In the bubble and in this offense, there are really only a few principles as far as I can see. Stay in attack mode, get to the paint, preferably drive middle, and kick out to a wide open jumper. Unless you're DeMar DeRozan, they set a lot of weird screens to get him to certain spots on the floor. The next thing is to space the floor at the three-point line. Rarely do you ever see any Spurs player run inside of the three-point line out of transition and in the half court. Play confidently, attack what the defense gives you, and be unselfish and make plays for other teammates. It really simplifies the game knowing that the goals are always going to be the same, no matter if you're in transition, in a half court set, or the secondary break. So we're able to keep the floor spread, pick up the pace, and attack with ease out of transition. Let's slow it down and look a little deeper. Let's take a look at this action here. First thing that we need to notice is the spacing right here from the San Antonio Spurs. Look at it. It's perfectly spread out. It's not congested. Patty Mills and Tyler Zeller are running the outside lanes. Keldon Johnson and DeMar DeRozan filling in right behind them, attacking the defense, because at this point, on the bottom of your screen between Quindary, DeMar DeRozan, Patty Mills, there's a 3-on-2 opportunity to keep attacking the teeth of the defense, and DeMar DeRozan does exactly that. Gets into the paint, draws 2 or 3 guys. Keldon Johnson does a good job of not crashing and actually spacing himself back outside. Does a great job of not holding onto the ball, moves it. Quindary does the same thing and just attacks the teeth of the defense, trying to get to the paint. Finds Tyler Zeller for an easy dump off in a basket right out of the secondary break. 8 seconds it took to get the ball into the hoop, and that's something that the Spurs are able to do at ease within this offense. The Spurs initiate through the wing in a few different ways: off the pass, dribble handoffs, ball screens, and guard exchanges. In the first 2 possessions against the Memphis Grizzlies in the bubble, the Spurs went at Ja Morant. Now, they were able to execute this with a simple wing entry pass. First off, Derek White clears the way, gets Kyle Anderson out of the way, and lets DeJounte Murray get open to receive this pass. This pass right here is being set up for a pick and roll from Jakob. He wants to let the players clear out, really opens up the top of the floor. As you can see here, there are no more blue jerseys on the top of the floor. DeJounte Murray takes this ball screen, gets to his sweet spot, sees Jonas Valanciunas kind of sinking into help, and says, "This is my best jump shot all year." year, takes it and knocks it down. Very next play, we're gonna run the same thing. Why change it up when it's working? Very next play, we're gonna reset the offense. There goes Jakob. Here comes Derek White. Derek White's about to clear out. Jakob sees that. DeMar DeRozan cuts out of the way as well. Here comes the ball screen. Ja Morant actually does a great job adjusting, going under the screen and meeting him there at his spot to not put Jonas Valanciunas in a bad position. This motion offense is designed for this. It's designed for someone to get into the paint and kick out and then re-attack. Lonnie Walker does a great job understanding that on this kick, Jared Jackson should not be able to stay with me on the closeout, attacks the paint, gets all the way in the middle of the teeth of the defense, draws the foul. Great play. One of my favorite actions as a coach, and it works here even here at the high school level, is to design motion offenses that can enable double actions. For instance, here, we're going to start this by handing off the ball to DeMar DeRozan, and DeMar DeRozan is going to catch it and receive a screen right away off that dribble handoff to attack the rim. Drew Holiday and Lonzo Ball do a good job of getting through this handoff, and Drew Holiday does what he's supposed to do, which is go underneath the screen on DeMar DeRozan because he's not known for being an outside shooter. But DeMar DeRozan only needs an inch of daylight to get his shot off, and that's one of his sweet spots, and you know that's a bucket. Now here's the same action, ready to give DeMar DeRozan a handoff so he can attack the rim. Except this time he's going to be receiving a double screen, another play that I love to run at the high school level. Now, Houston is a team that loves to switch everything, and they actually do a great job working through this action here from the Spurs. Switching everything, ends up putting Austin Rivers on a mismatch. DeMar DeRozan's able to get to his spot again off this action, but this time Jeff Green does a great job, so DeMar DeRozan's going to kick that ball out like this offense is meant for him to do, attack the paint and kick out. DeJounte is going to catch this ball, waste no time, get to his sweet spot, and knock down the J. So here we go again with this dribble handoff action, but let's look at the spacing. Keldon Johnson's in the other corner. Drew Eubanks and Rudy Gay are ready to set this double screen action that we just saw in the previous play, which brings the big men on the other team way up high on the floor. And if these guards that are guarding the ball and the person who's supposed to be receiving this handoff aren't on the same page, which they are not here, DeMar DeRozan can easily slip this handoff and go to the rim and go get himself a bucket. Here we're going to see again this motion offense get initiated with the dribble handoff action, except it's not for DeMar DeRozan, it's for Derek White, who loves to attack and get into the paint and try to weave his way through the defense, which he does here. He catches the ball, puts a nice jab step on PJ Tucker, boom, jab step, and attacks going against the grain of the defense, trying to get into that paint because he knows if he gets into that paint, something good's going to happen, which he does a great job of not picking up a charge here. Jeff Green was waiting for it, dumps down to Jakob, who actually gets fouled on the play. Let's see how the Spurs operate through this pick and roll. Now, Jakob's going to set this screen to go ahead and let DeMar DeRozan tack the big, who's going to be sinking down lower. We're going to see this screen action a few times that allows DeMar DeRozan to attack and get to this spot right here. If you look at here, I mean, he's a great passer. He knows exactly where his options are. He's got Derek White here in the corner. He's got Lonnie Walker up here on top if he needs to dump off, right? Which he does here. Derek White's going to catch this ball and get to the paint as well. Second guy to get in the paint in this possession. Now, he has the same option that DeMar DeRozan had in the last possession. He's got two options. He's got Lonnie Walker here, and he's got DeJounte Murray here as well. So he's going to go ahead and kick out here to Lonnie Walker, who's going to do the same exact thing. Just catch, rip, and try to get into the paint. And he kicks out to Derek White, who's going to draw this foul and get to the free throw line for 3 free throws. Same concept. DeMar DeRozan's going to attack sideline through this screen to put the big on his heels, get to hit the middle of the floor, which he loves to play make. Derek White's going to go ahead and attack the middle of the floor. Keldon Johnson does a great job of creeping up, making himself available for this pass, because if he stays in the corner, you know, there's not a lot of room for him to operate. But as the ball's moving, being penetrated to the basket, Keldon Johnson moves as well. Catches this ball right here, catches Michael Porter Jr. in a bad position and just attacks middle. It's exactly what Michael Porter Jr. was giving him. So it takes it, gets all the way under control with a nice little easy jump stop and puts it in the hole. Now, we're not always trying to force the issue on this screen and roll action. Keldon Johnson comes off this screen and roll, sees that the defense switched accordingly, and he's going to go ahead and just move the ball, allowing Jakob Poeltl to come in, catch this pass. As soon as Jakob Poeltl finds Marco Bellinelli with this pass, we're not trying to get Marco Bellinelli a post-up play on on the block. Jakob Poeltl makes the pass, finds someone to screen. Here comes the cutter. Keldon Johnson finds his way to the basket for the easy deuce. So a lot of off-ball movement really does benefit in this offense versus just standing around waiting to catch and shoot. You know, we're setting a lot of off-ball actions to create easy buckets like this one. For Keldon Johnson attacking the hoop, big body, that's a bucket. You see how Derek White's going to attack the pick and roll, use this double screen here from Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay is going to go ahead and set the first one and pop. Now there's a hard switch coming here from Jrue Holiday, who's going to go ahead and hedge this screen, the second screen, and to force Derek White into something else, which actually is the worst thing you can do because Derek White's going to turn around, read the defense, and just get as deep as he can. You know, that's usually his goal, to get into the paint. Lonnie Walker's going to catch this ball, receive a screen from Drew Eubanks, puts the big in a bad position again. He's going to rise up and knock it down. Here's a good look at the Spurs using the screen and roll out of the secondary break. Here they are coming in transition. Jakob's going to set one nice and easy, cause the defense to react. Spurs fix their spacing. We're going to get an off-ball screen, back screen here from Marco Bellinelli, who's going to set one and then pop out to receive this pass and just rotate the ball. By moving this ball, causing this defense to shift gives Derek White and Keldon Johnson a good opportunity to attack with good spacing, which Derek White's going to do right here and get all the way into the paint. Now Jakob is doing a great job of not just standing still, right? Let's go back and see Jakob throughout this whole play. He's going to set this screen. He's going to make his way around, come back around. Was thinking about setting a screen here for Rudy Gay, didn't need to. Keeps moving, gets a nice dump off pass here from Derek White because Derek White's collapsing this defense, drawing two players. It sets up Jakob for a nice drive to the basket. Good player movement. The big man is very involved, whether it be setting good screens, being in charge of the ball reversal up top, or executing plays. He really is the knife that cuts the defense to let our perimeter play find great angles at penetrating to the basket. Rudy Gay was an offensive threat when he played the big man position, but Jakob and Drew both facilitated extremely well in the half court. In this offense, the big doesn't just pick and roll. The big man has both on-ball and off-ball screening responsibilities. They have to stay active, moving around the floor, making sure that it's balanced, consistently moving, looking to set up a guard, or find an open space to be available to receive a pass on the way to the basket. It's almost the Draymond Green role, except with the goal of not trying to free up shooters for three balls, but create slashing angles to get to the rim. The best part of this motion offense for most Spurs fans is that it resembles our championship caliber offense of 2014. Although we are not attacking through high-low post actions and throwing blinding three-point barrages at our defense, we do see plenty of ball and player movement that leads to easy or wide-open baskets. It's important that in these possessions, we notice the constant player movement. The weak side is always active. It can be a simple interchangement of guards, or they're rotating to fill in the spacing gaps, setting back screens for one another, cutting back door, or across the defender's face to the ball, providing great floor spacing and utilizing the big man on ball and off ball actions. There's so much going on in this offense, but really it comes down to just being simple spacing. It's a free-flowing offense with few basic principles. Hopefully this is a style that we can see for the next few years, with most of our talented young core like DeJounte Murray, Derek White, Keldon Johnson, Lonnie Walker being guys who are aggressively trying to attack that paint and create for others, and all of those guys are good enough to create for themselves. So thank you guys for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Spurs film rooms in the future. You can find all my work at oocspurs.com/Spurs film room.